Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist again. So, on a more serious note, the Southern California wildfires. Let me preface this video by saying this is a catastrophic event and it is terrible what all of the people who have been affected are going through. Okay, let me be really clear. Now, I wanted to do this video for two reasons. One, to just give awareness and information about the actual situation going on. And two, I think this is a wonderful time to teach a lesson about empathy. Stick around because this is not what you think when I say to teach a lesson about empathy, okay? Now, any note, just some background information for context. Starting on January 7th, an ongoing series of multiple catastrophic wildfires have affected the Los Angeles metropolitan area and surrounding regions. The fires were exacerbated by very low humidity, dry conditions, and hurricane-force Santa Ana winds that in some places exceeded 80 to 100 miles per hour. As of January 9th, the wildfires have resulted in 10 fatalities, destroyed or damaged more than 9,300 structures, and forced nearly 180,000 people to evacuate, mostly due to the two largest fires, the Palisades Fire and the Eatonton Fire. Okay? Loss of life sucks. It really does. My thoughts are with those families and all the families who have been displaced and who have lost everything, basically, have lost their homes, right? Now, with that being said, we are in an age where everything is on social media and everybody has things to say. And a lot of people just don't understand why people think and feel the way they think and feel. So I am on the one side, I'm seeing a lot of people who are like, so there's a whole bunch of rich people. They can buy a new house. Oh, well, like I don't have it to care. In response to that particular reaction, I'm hearing people say, like, humanity really sucks because rich or not, this is terrible. Like, y'all don't have any empathy. Like, what is wrong with y'all? How can you be so cruel? That's why I want to do this lesson in empathy, because I want to actually talk to y'all about how somebody could think that way. I actually understand both sides of this. And here's something to consider, a couple of things to consider before I get into the actual lesson on empathy. One, some of the very same people who I am seeing kind of be taken aback that some people aren't empathetic at all, and some people are like, oh, it's rich people, who cares? These are some of the same people, and I literally mean same people that I have seen in my timeline say things like, eat the rich. Say things like excessive wealth is problematic. Say things like there are no ethical billionaires. I myself have said all those things and stand by them. Multiple things can be true at once. This could be tragic and catastrophic, and all that can be true too. Point two, we have to stop counting people's pockets because everybody is not rich. Everybody that you think is rich is not as rich as you think. I say that because I don't know if y'all recall when the writer's strike was going on and things like that. There were actors and actresses who literally were like, if we don't work, we ain't eating. Like, we don't have it like you think we do. We live paycheck to paycheck too. Everybody is not Meryl Streep, Viola Davis, Denzel Washington, Sam Jackson, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody's not getting millions for one role that can sustain them for a few years. That's just not reality. And then in the other areas in career paths, musicians, we know songwriters don't get what they supposed to. We know every musician doesn't. We know people get put into bad contracts. We know everybody is not as rich as they portray or that you think that they are. When you see celebrities and stuff on red carpets with all the glitz and glamour, half of that stuff be rented or leased, and they got to take it right on back to the store after the event. Let's just be real. So everybody ain't rich. Everybody who looks rich is not actually rich. Now, are they probably comfortable and secure far more than most? Absolutely. Are they privileged? Absolutely. But everybody who lost a house can't just afford to go buy another house tomorrow. Everybody who lost a house doesn't have multiple other houses across the coast. So that is where I can have compassion and empathy, because I'm like, I don't know everybody's story. Every rich person ain't as rich as you think. And another fact of the matter is, everybody who's been affected by this is not rich. There are normal people, everyday working people who have lost their home. Okay? And a lot of these people who we deem rich and celebrities, they work hard too. They do. They work hard. I ain't talking about you like Elon Musk level billionaires. That's different. You don't get that rich without exploiting others. So that's a little different. Now I'm just talking about your everyday folks. Your actors, actresses, athletes. Yes, they are millionaires and they have money and they have nice things and all that. But they work for that. They either have a talent or they work for that. Period, point blank. Now, that being said, though, there is a real psychological reason that some people cannot feel empathy right now. And that's what I want to talk about. Oh, and before I forget, too, everything is not replaceable. That's another thing to consider. Yeah, you can buy a new house, but the things that were in the house, some things are not replaceable. For example, this ring, if I ever lost this ring, it would really, really hurt me to my core. This is a ring that my grandmother gave me, and it is something that I thought I lost it one time and I flipped clean out. But then everybody's not sentimental, and that's fine. But for those who are, everything cannot be replaced. So, you know, realize that. But now back to the lesson on empathy. Okay, so when we hear the word empathy, basic definition is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, right? Understand and share the feelings of another. But what many people don't know is that there are three different types of empathy. So you have compassionate empathy, affective empathy, and cognitive empathy. Compassionate empathy says, I understand what you feel and I want to help. Affective empathy says, I feel with you. Affective empathy can be kind of aligned to those people who call themselves empaths. They experience the feelings of other people. They can pick up that energy and then they themselves feel it. Then you have cognitive empathy. That's the one where we say, I can put myself in those shoes. Or somebody might say, put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel? And if you're able to do that, then you're able to more so understand and be empathetic to those people or that person. When you are unable to put yourself in the shoes of others, then you struggle with cognitive empathy. Now, cognitive empathy, to be clear, is a little bit more in depth than just empathy. Cognitive empathy is the ability to comprehend another person's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It is the act of mentally placing yourself again in their shoes and tapping into their thoughts and emotions. This is the type of empathy that is just like essential to human connection and relationships because it connects us on a deeper level. Additionally, it helps to cultivate longer lasting bonds that are based on compassion and mutual understanding. More importantly, cognitive empathy expands your consciousness and it helps you to develop an inclusive perspective that accommodates the diversity of viewpoints and subjective truths. So this allows you to have an open mind. This allows you to understand others and be able to agree to disagree while still remaining respectful. In a lot of ways, many of us, including myself, struggle with cognitive empathy depending on the situation. This is an example of that. Okay, so basically, cognitive empathy is a skill, meaning you can improve it. Everybody doesn't have high cognitive empathy. And then sometimes, depending on the situation, you may have lower or higher cognitive empathy. With these fires, with this particular situation, the people who are saying, yeah, I don't care. I don't care. They rich. Nope, they'll be fine. They have low cognitive empathy specifically for those who are rich and who lost their home. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean they have low cognitive empathy for everyone. If they heard that some hardworking single mother or single father lost their home, it might be totally different. But specifically for those who have the means, and a lot of the means, they can't put themselves in those shoes. Now, this is neither good nor bad. This is just what it is. This is information about how our brains function, how we operate on this level. Now, the effective and compassionate empathy fall under emotional empathy, okay? That's your natural empathy. That's what comes natural to people. Cognitive is a skill. You work on that one. Some people might say, man, scratch all that. At the end of the day, wildfires, people lost their homes, all these houses and stuff burned down. That's all that's important. Have the empathy for these people, period. Here's the thing, though, with that. By definition, cognitive empathy is the process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through observation. That means taking everything into account. It is hard for someone to separate out this is just fires and everyone is affected, and then not say, yeah, but some people who are affected are far better off than others. Like, that's an observation. So I just want people to realize that it's not that people want to be mean or want to be cruel or that humanity just sucks. It's that the way our brains function literally allows us all to see things differently, react to things differently, and our level of empathy will be different. Specifically, our level of cognitive empathy will be different based on our own personal experience, our worldview, the way we see things. Okay? So, like I said, I understand all the different takes that I've heard. For me, simply at the end of the day, no one deserves to go through anything like this, right? Rich or poor, whatever. It don't matter. Nobody deserves to lose everything in the blink of an eye. For those who are privileged and who already have another home somewhere else, that's wonderful. It's wonderful that they have that type of security. I myself don't understand anything like that. If my house burned down, it's the only house I got. But I can still have empathy. But that's me. The fact that there is different types of empathy, that they operate differently within us, and that based on our own experience, that is how we can tap into it. And also, you have to develop cognitive empathy and actually work on it. And it changes based on the scenario. It has nuance to it. That's why I can understand all the different takes that I'm hearing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Thought this would be a great situation to talk about why you are seeing some people be really empathetic and others be like, thoughts and prayers out to everyone in California who have been affected by these fires, whether directly affected or they know someone who's been affected or whatever. Again, it's a catastrophic event. It sucks. I have been affected by catastrophic events before in the past. Hurricane Katrina. I was in college in New Orleans when that happened. So I know what it is to go through something like this, where life is lost, where all is lost. That is why I can put myself in the shoes, because see, I've already experienced something similar. Everybody cannot do that. That is neither here nor there. It's literally no right and wrong. It just is. All right, y'all. That's really all I got. I do hope that everyone who has been affected by these wildfires is safe and secure. I hope there is no more life lost. And work on cognitive empathy to the best of your ability. There are ways to improve your cognitive empathy. And if y'all are interested in some of those ways, let me know and I'll do another video. All right, y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the night, and I will see y'all later.